Okay, everybody. So today's a big day. Jersey Pilot 83 here. The fuel tanks are all done, and I am going to test these for leaks. This is the left fuel tank and the right fuel tank, respectively. These are the ER tanks from Sky Design, so they are a little bit bigger than the Vans standard tanks. So I have the piece of 3/8 inch hose here with 2 zip ties around the balloon, and I have the stainless steel clamp holding the hose onto the AN vent line fitting. I capped off the fuel return and the fuel supply. Let's get to work. So I started off, I set my compressor so it barely is registering on the gauge. Here we go. Let me go a little bit more. The balloon is around, I don't know, 8-10 inches. Alright, that should be good. Alright. Let me do the same for the left tank and the flange or the fuel strainer over here. Do the same thing. Fill it with air. And the balloon is preventing over pressurization of the inside of the fuel tanks. So basically before the tanks explode, the balloon's gonna pop. All right, so we got the balloon inflated. Looks like the same size, but it doesn't matter. As long as these balloons don't get smaller, we have no leaks. But to prove that, I got some like 4 or 5 pumps of dish soap from the kitchen and mixed it with warm water, shook it up in a low spray bottle. Here we go. Looks like they're staying inflated and I don't hear any leaking from either one, so that's awesome. All right, let's start off with the right tank. You're looking for some bubbles. So far, so good. Okay. Oh, this makes me nervous. I think I spent to the rear baffle on the top side all the way down. Looks pretty good so far. Now I'm doing the outboard rib. So far, so good. Awesome. Woo! And now when I was doing these tanks, this was I did the left one first, but this one, both of them actually, I definitely pro sealed the hell out of the inside of these outboard and inboard ribs. The inboard more so because it has the fuel attach bracket in between the 2 ribs, so it kind of makes more of a place for leaks to happen. So yeah, this is the bottom. Let me get these. Okay. Looks good. Let me get these. Sorry about the camera's not right on the spot, guys. I'm trying to do this and watch these bubbles over paying attention to the camera, but yep, so okay, good. So far nothing. I'm so excited. Oh my god, guys. Wow. Now let me do check for any bubbles. I think the rivets are all, the skins are pretty much fine. I'm not worried about that because I definitely had a lot of squeeze out of these rivets, and they definitely got Pro Seal on them, so I don't think they're gonna leak. Most of them were like that. I gotta wipe that off, but they were like this. So there was definitely Pro Seal in that rivet hole, but I tried to limit the amount because I want to have the rivet sitting against the metal, not having sealant or too much in between. And I coated the inside, if you see in my previous video, I coated the inside of the rib lines with a bunch of Pro Seal. This side looks good. Doing this again. And the balloon's still inflated. That's a lot of soapy water. And I got a bunch of Pro Seal underneath, in between the attach bracket. Alright, let me scoot this over. Alright, well, sorry about the phone ringing, guys, apologize. We have a leak-free tank. I'm gonna just, that's awesome. Oh, I can't believe it. Woo! That's really exciting. I was hoping for that because I probably spent, oh, I don't know, 120 hours 70 and 50. I don't even know how many hours, but the first one took me a little bit longer to do. So, all right. Sorry about that little video glitch. But yeah, so now we're doing the left side. The balloon actually got a little bit bigger, so that's not a bad thing. It means it's holding air. This is what I was worried about. This was my first one, and I don't think I put enough sealant on the inside. I put more on the second one because I was reading some articles, and I don't see any bubbles. Yes. Oh my God, that's awesome. Wow, this is so cool that I have no leaks. Wait, hang on. Knock on wood. I don't want to jinx myself. Wow. Just checking with. Nope. Okay, good. All right, go all the way down the seam here where the skin meets the rear baffle flange, and then the attached brackets. Spray these. We're good. The inboard and the outboard is what I'm concerned about most. Well, all of them really. You don't want to have a leak anywhere. Actually, if you had to drill out anything, you would rather replace these, because these will go into the tank, and then you're gonna have to get out the rivet head. They get drilled out. Awesome. Rear baffle, outboard, inboard ribs are good. Now we're checking the skins. Again, guys, I am so stoked. I couldn't really sleep last night that well. Well, wasn't that bad, but I was really anxious as to when I was building. Let's check the skin. When I was building the tanks, I was just worried about, am I putting too much Pro Seal that it won't fit on the wing spar right? If I'm putting too little, it'll leak. You know, so I'm trying to do just the right amount. Yeah, my floor is soaked, but that's okay. Sorry guys, I gotta move this table over carefully. Okay. Check this fuel end. Oh my, I think we have a 2-0 record. Oh, wow, what a sigh of relief. All right, folks, so that's my test here. The balloons are still inflated, so I'm gonna leave these sit for the remainder of the weekend. All right, well, I jumped the gun here. I went back over just now and I just saw this balloon and it looked like it was a little smaller, and it was. And I saw a big air bubble right here. Let me spray. Tiny leak. This has been like 4.5 hours and the balloon has gone down maybe 1/10 of what it was, but I don't know why. It looks like it's coming from, well, obviously it's coming from the inside of the tank, but it looks like it's coming from the skin, in between the skin and the rib flange. And I'm going to make my own repair patch. I'm going to cut a hole in the rear baffle and I'm going to patch it from the inside out the right way, so I know it's airtight and feel tight. And you guys, it sucks. I jumped the gun, but it's the right tank is still holding the air just fine. But this one has gotten a little smaller. But the only leak is this right here. And it really perturbs me a lot because I don't know how it could be. So if you cover up this, it leaks out the back of the nut plate. And I'm gonna throw some Pro Seal on the inside of the top of the bracket, and then on the bottom, and then on the lower end of the skin. Anywhere in this area, we're gonna glob up some Pro Seal, and that'll almost certainly fix the issue. It's only a slight leak, but nonetheless, it's a leak, and I want to fix it now instead of later. All right, guys, stay tuned. So, I fixed this leak in this left tank. It was bothering me all weekend, so I cut an access panel hole here in the rear baffle. I used the tape roll as a template, cut out the, I think it's like 4.5 inch hole in the baffle. I have this temporary patched here so I can check and make sure it's holding pressure. So as I was saying, that one little tiny leak that I missed the first time around spraying the soap, it's right here. So I have this loaded with soap, and if you can see, guys, the presence of bubbles have no longer are no longer appearing, which is awesome. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. So I've sprayed this numerous times, no bubbles appear. All right, guys, I am happy to report I have no leaks. I know you just watched me build these tanks in my video. I'm gonna try and get this video edited and uploaded to YouTube so you guys can all learn from my experience and my experience building the ER tanks for the RV10 by Sky Designs. So I had a leak and I was really angry because I initially thought I did not have a leak. The balloons were great, and then I walked back into the room a day later and this balloon was deflated. This is like a week ago, last week. So what I did was I cut the access panel with my Dremel tool, and I made my own patch plates instead of waiting a week and a half from Vans to deliver it across the country. So I put Pro Seal on a scrap piece of aluminum tubing. I used that and I put Pro Seal on the top and bottom of the bracket and skin seam. And I also used my gloved finger and I wiped more sealant along that top and the bottom bracket seam where actually it meets the skin. And I also put some on the inboard of the rib here. So yeah, guys, so no leaks. Let me just show you. Oh, it's so awesome. I'm so excited, guys, that there's no leaks with this tank anymore. So I did this. I've had this balloon on here since like 5 o'clock this morning, so going on 12 hours. Hey guys, so just an update. I wanted to basically tell you that I'm going with the EFII, so I needed a fuel return line. So basically, I actually had them in the upper aft corner where I moved them, basically. So I made a mistake and I had it mounted here. So I was doing my research and I basically, this is where the spar pass-through is gonna fit. So this attaches to the spar, and then the pass-through is going to interfere with where I had the return line. So I moved it just aft of the attach bracket. I gotta prime this access panel, and then same thing for the other tank. I patched the hole and I moved it down. So please, guys, like, subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions about my fuel tank build, please drop me a line. Be well, guys. Have a good one.